John Cena has been average since his heel turn. I already don't like where this is going. And let me know your wrestling hot takes down in the comments below. It can be current day or it can be in history, and you'll have a chance of being in the next episode. His first promo was great, but after that it's becoming stale because they keep repeating the same formula.
Toxic functional.
Every WrestleMania match build up this year follows the same pattern. A 10-minute promo from the face, a 10-minute promo from the heel, one of them attacks and security intervenes. That much I do kind of agree with. I feel like that formula is very much across all of wrestling and it's very repetitive. But also realistically, there's been so many wrestling storylines over the years, there's only so many tropes that can really go around, and eventually they're gonna kind of pile up and be like the same thing. Seth Rollins dresses like he either wants to run a circus or be one of the clowns. Okay, chill on my boy. Listen, I know that Seth Rollins has been doing this whole unique way of dressing and the visionary thing and the freaking Rollins thing for a while now, but personally, I've never really got tired of it. He's one of the greatest of all time, and the second that man retires, you're gonna really miss him because he is one of the best to ever do it. And I know this isn't necessarily hating on him as a wrestler, but I think this character is one of his best. John Cena heel turn was so unnecessary. Are you guys fucking kidding me? I've seen this going around a little bit, and
Fickle!
Y'all are fickle! And don't get me wrong, that's nothing new with wrestling fans. We've been known that. You guys wanted this for years. Not just years. Fickle! Decades. AEW has completely and entirely dropped the ball. I feel like anytime I say anything even remotely critical of AEW, everyone's like, yeah, I hate AEW. Yo, AEW fucking sucks, dog. Yo, I was just saying to my boys the other day how much I hate Tony Khan. Yo, that guy fucking sucks. But listen, okay, when it comes to AEW, I'm not an AEW hater. To say they've entirely dropped the ball, I don't think so. I think their product is still very good. I think it's very easy to go ahead and hate on AEW if you're very pro WWE, but I wouldn't say they've dropped the ball overall. Now, where they did definitely drop the ball, and you can't argue with this, is the whole Christian Cage cash-in situation. That was embarrassing. You went ahead and built up this whole cash-in situation. He's been teasing it. He's been peering over Gotham City like fucking Batman for years. In some spots, dropped the ball, but for the most part, they're good. Becky Lynch had a better prime than CM Punk. Dog emoji, heartbreak emoji. But this is very conflicting because Becky Lynch is my favorite women's wrestler of all time and my second favorite overall wrestler of all time. So I love Becky Lynch, okay? But stop putting her in these kind of traps. Stop putting her in situations where she's gonna get hit on. Can we not just appreciate that CM Punk is one of the greatest of all time? Becky Lynch is one of the greatest of all time. Let's just enjoy them both. Why not just appreciate greatness, okay? Not a hot take, but I hope I make it into the video. You know what? David plays 1606. Welcome to infamy. Vince would have booked heel Cena better by now. I'm sorry, but why are we all of a sudden like there's so many people who have these rose-tinted goggles about Vince McMahon and the way he booked? Do you guys not remember 2017 to 2019? Were you not there? CM Punk shouldn't main event night 1 of Mania 41. It makes his entire career storyline leading up to this pretty much worthless. I entirely disagree. I feel like a large part of CM Punk's entire character and what they built in from his real life anger is that he wanted to main event WrestleMania. This is the culmination of that, and I'm very happy for him. It's CM Punk, you know, I'm just grateful that he's back. Like that special feeling of CM Punk wrestling again has not worn off. It's been nearly 4 years, and I'm still here being like, holy shit. Roman and Seth should move to AEW.
Let's fucking go, lads!
AEW was at its best during the pandemic when the crowd came back. I don't even think that's a hot take. That's just like a fact. Because realistically, I've spoke about it before in any video where, you know, I'm talking about prime AEW, but that truly was like unmissable television. You know, you couldn't miss an episode of Dynamite in those times. And they just kept hitting out of the park. You know, you had Omega in his prime. You had Danielson come in, Cole. You had Ruby Soho come in as well. That Britt Baker stuff was very entertaining. Of course, CM Punk. Darby Allin was doing his thing. Samoa Joe came in. They had the Owen Hart tournament as well. Jey Uso haters are honestly way more annoying than Jey Uso himself. I agree, actually. I don't watch every single week anymore. Like, I still kind of keep on the pulse and I'm still like seeing highlights and stuff, but I'm not watching full shows every single week. Just because, again, I have other interests. There's other great stuff going on. But with that being said, I consistently, ever since he won the Royal Rumble and even before that, people fucking hate Jey Uso now, and I hate that because I really feel like he had the crowd and the entire internet in the palm of his hands. And then as goes the story, the second they started to attach that rocket to him, everyone was like, Jey Uso. No, we wanted John Cena. And now, you know, everyone wanted John Cena to win the Royal Rumble. And everyone also wanted John Cena to turn heel. And now you see John Cena turns heel, and all of a sudden it's... no one asked for this. So I think that's just always something you're gonna have to deal with as wrestling fans, and you know, with the wrestling community. People are always gonna be fickle. People are always gonna switch based on, you know, what top Twitter accounts are gonna be saying. You know, I feel like a lot of people are very inspired by the tweet they saw on the timeline that day, and I think that's a problem within itself. I feel like a lot of you tend to go ahead and be inspired by what this Twitter account said or what this Twitter, just because it has a lot of likes. Make your own opinion. Gunther should beat Jey at WrestleMania. Uso then goes on a long quest to add more moves to his arsenal before becoming a world champ. The story that should have happened after winning the Rumble. Now, here's the question. Is that a little too similar to Cody? Did we not just see that? Are people not going to complain about that? However, my point is, I do think Jey should lose at WrestleMania. I think Gunther should retain, because I think Gunther's reign in of itself has been a bit of a nothing compared to his IC title reign. And I think Gunther almost needs this statement win to remind people, I'm fucking Gunther. Hot take, acknowledge Tagaloa as your tribal chief. Who the fuck is Tagaloa? Jey Uso's entrance is a major highlight and the crowd loves it, but when it comes to wrestling, he's average at best, just keeping it real. Also, love you, brother, and hope your surgery went well. Thank you very much. And yes, it was a hellish recovery for those first couple weeks, but I feel like I'm coming out of it now. I feel better. Just a quick FYI in case you don't know. Basically, a year ago, I had a stroke, very young, I know. And then I had to go ahead and have a PFO closure. They closed a hole in my heart. That's what I was recovering from. And then somewhere along the way in the hospital, I ended up catching one of the worst flus that I've ever had. Seriously, every bad symptom I could have got hit with, I got hit with, and it was hellish for that recovery period, but I'm back now. I'ma just keep moving, just as I think Jey Uso needs to keep moving, okay? I know people are against him right now. I know people call him an average wrestler, but realistically, you can be a phenomenal worker, but realistically, you need that connection with the crowd. You need that character work, and that's what it's all about. You don't need to be super great in the ring. Joe Hendry is another one that, quite frankly, is average in the ring, but is he an entertaining character? You're damn right. Is that what wrestling's all about? You're damn right. Literally, almost anyone can be Roman Reigns level with the right presentation and push. I disagree with that. What the fuck? What? There are few people that could handle that kind of pressure and step up to the game that many times and keep that consistent over that, you know, many year spell, quite like Roman Reigns did. There's few people that have that kind of instinct to have that kind of character work. I don't think just anyone can be Roman Reigns, you know? Like, for example, I don't know, do you think fucking Tucker from Heavy Machinery could have been Roman Reigns? Probably not. What about Alex Riley? You think Alex Riley could have been Roman Reigns? The John Cena heel turn is going good so far, also hoping that he wins the title at Mania. There we go. I knew I'd find a positive one eventually. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to always be conflicted. It is like the biggest heel turn in history, to be honest. But I just feel like I've seen far too many people being like, we didn't ask for this. This isn't very good so far. Guys, it's been a month, okay? He's got a whole year lined up right here. It's his final year of his career. He's John fucking Cena. He'll be fine. I'm sure there's going to be more twists in the road. It basically just began like a matter of, you know, 4 weeks ago. You gotta give it more time than this. It's wrestling, okay? You can't tell a story in 2 weeks, especially not a story that is the magnitude of John Cena turning his back on the WWE. You know what I mean? I wish the undisputed WWE Championship and World Heavyweight Championship were defended more on Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, me too. Because in the Triple H era, obviously we've had quite a few long title reigns. It seems like pretty much every title reign, give or take, is going to be a long one, especially for the World Championships, or it's going to be at least a few months. And at some point, I kind of feel like, hey, maybe we do like a shock title upset, you know, like a Jericho on Raw against Triple H, and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? Because I feel like it is getting a little bit predictable to just be like, oh, this guy won the World Championship. Okay, he's going to hold it for a year now. Albeit, though, Cody Rhodes' title reign has been fantastic. Roman Reigns' was fantastic. Gunther's IC title reign was fantastic. It's not as if these reigns aren't quality, you know what I mean? Kenny Omega is too down to earth. I get wrestlers are more nuanced nowadays, but when I hear him talk, I see a buff nerd. You know what? Yeah, you're not wrong. And on a similar ilk, I feel like with Kenny Omega, he's almost too down to earth and too humble to the point where, like, dude, you should have gone to WWE years ago. I'm sorry if that's my own hot take, but the creation of AEW is fantastic for the sport of professional wrestling, the great sport, as Gunther would say. But also, I feel like, at what point do we go ahead and look back on the career of Kenny Omega and say, you could have been an even bigger star if you would have just made the jump a matter of years ago? Oh my god! I know that's going to rile some of you up. You already tapped in the comment, that's fine, but that's my hot take. I feel like they all three of them should have gone. No hate to the European crowds, but I feel like they're trying to one-up each other a little too hard with chanting over the matches and promos and whatnot. Who can chant the loudest type of thing. I get it's all in good fun, the engagement is cool, but it can be a bit distracting when too much. I don't know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to read. The rowdiness of an after Mania crowd back in the day, like that 2013 crowd, God, I loved it. It was so hype, it was so fun. It did get a little bit ridiculous though after a few years. It did get to a point where they were trying to hijack the show, and I've seen conflicting opinions online about people being like, they shouldn't go back to Europe, they should not go back to London. Too far, okay? Like, I don't know, man. If we're gonna go ahead and be this harsh on European crowds for being too much, then we should have stopped doing WWE shows in America after that one Lafayette crowd that one time that was absolutely stinky. So yeah, I kind of see what you mean when it can be too much, but generally speaking, I think they're just having a good time. And you've also got to remember, like, the British crowds and the European crowds in, like, you know, Italy and France and everything, those are like football fans, okay? And you've got to understand, a football crowd is as rowdy as it gets. I also think it kind of just adds to the show, and it's not as if it's happening every week. If it was happening all the time, then yeah, that's a different discussion. But I personally, I enjoy it, you know? It's a one-off. We're like a bunch of caged animals over here, bruv. Like, we gotta go ahead and get out. We gotta let our energy out. Sometimes we gotta go ahead and get rowdy like Roddy, okay? Do you know what I mean? I think that Bayley is mega overrated. She is only fine in the ring. She never should have turned face. She has a bad finisher, and overall, she shouldn't get a title again. Damn, what the? Yo, what the fuck did Bayley do to you? I bet this guy was one of those older guys in NXT. You remember back in NXT? Or maybe it was on an episode of Monday Night Raw, actually, that one, like, big guy that was like, Bayley, give me a hug. And Bayley was like, Dragunov, comeback ASAP, needs to dethrone Gunther and no one else, lol, in like a German PLE or something. 100% agree with that. My lookalike Dirty Dom will be a world champion. He absolutely will be, and he's the current best non-masked Mexican wrestler. And shout out from South Africa once again. You know, I say it every single time. Shout out to my South African subscribers. You guys are lekker.
It took my breath away.
That's right. AEW is slowly getting back up. Yeah, I agree. I think obviously they're always going to have bad points, but so does WWE. So I think it's unfair to go ahead and be like, wow, AEW fucking fell off after one like bad little spot. AEW is gonna be fine, okay? I don't mean to sound like Bullet Club is gonna be fine, but AEW will be fine. AEW ain't as bad as people make it out to be. Oh, now I'm seeing all the pro AEW ones. Now I feel like an idiot for going on that whole tangent earlier. I might cut that out. If Steve Austin can beat multiple women and return to the ring, then Tessa Blanchard's return should be accepted too. Ooh, not touching that one with a 50-foot pole. Moving on. WrestleMania 32 and 34 are way too overhated. You know what? I agree with the first one. WrestleMania 34, I take it or leave it. But CM Punk is annoying and Drew deserves more. You know what, dude? You see this CM Punk tattoo on my forearm right here? I'm about to forearm you in the head with it. Stop talking shit about my ghost. Austin Theory can be the face of the company. He needs to turn face. I like Austin Theory. I think there's still something there, although it's not looking good for him, bruv. Like, the way they got rid of that good theme song he had one of the rare good Def Rebel themes, and they double Def Rebeled it. How are you gonna Def Rebel a Def Rebel theme? Of course, the next one I see, Def Rebel doesn't deserve as much hate as they get. I don't think they get enough. Sure, they still suck a lot, but there are hidden gems in their catalog like Carmelo Hayes or Cora Jades. You know what? This is kind of what I was just saying. Some Def Rebel themes slap, okay? They made that Roman Reigns theme. That theme's a banger. Like I was saying, Austin Theory's theme, Carmelo Hayes' theme is one of the greatest of all time. Hell, I know Finn Balor recently like changed his theme again, but that theme he had before, that I Am Danger one, that was fire. Shawn Michaels is overrated. Wrong. Chris Benoit was murdered. Not touching that one. Piper is still underrated. I agree. I'd still nail Tessa Blanchard. I can't. I don't even want to read the rest of this, but okay. Oh my god, wait, no, I should have read the next one. I'd still nail Tessa Blanchard and Tammy Sitch. I mean, hey man, each to their own. Personally, I ain't having sex with Jabba the Hutt, but whatever. I agree with the next one though. China was hot. You're damn right she was. May she rest in peace. Legend. Attitude Era was trash. Disagree. I'm watching through the Attitude Era right now, like the bits that I haven't seen, and no, it holds up. Rock the Dwayne is actually trash. Rock the Dwayne. It sounds like that song. Like, I feel like I can hear it. You know, the rock the boat, don't rock the boat, rock the Dwayne, don't rock the Dwayne, baby, rock the Dwayne. Cena is a gimmick that won't die. He literally just, okay, whatever. Cody Rhodes is Mount Rushmore. Oh, he's just a historical monument. CM Punk isn't good at anything. Forearm to face. Now. Too many BS wrestling channels on YouTube. This channel, Wrestling Bios and Botchamania are the only real things left. You know what? Actually, I take back everything bad I said about you. Hang on a minute. Yo.